Good morning and welcome to the Gardens and Graveyards channel. Today Spencer and I are visiting the, well, I don't remember the name of it.
I don't either.
Okay, I think it's the Deschutes Central Oregon Memorial Gardens, but we'll put the name on the screen. And we were gonna go visit the only indoor mausoleum in Central Oregon, but they have their doors locked unless by appointment. That wasn't listed on their website, so I did not make an appointment, and that's okay. We got pictures inside. It's a fairly small mausoleum, and yeah, we're just gonna, it's a beautiful day here, so we're gonna take a little walk around and look at some of the memorial gardens that they have. Some specific memorial gardens that are not like in-ground burials that we could share with you. We've also toured this cemetery, like a driving tour, and I'll link that below so you can check it out if you want to see more of the grounds after you're done watching this video. So yeah, we're just gonna show you those gardens and then take off and go see our little baby grandsons. That's what we're really doing up here. And we appreciate you watching, and make sure that you like and subscribe and keep following because we have more fun stuff coming up. Bye. Look at the view from the chapel. This chapel holds 90 people. Guests and visitors overlooking that mountaintop. It's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know what this one is. This cemetery apparently has many small gardens dedicated to multiple different faiths and civic organizations and military branches. This one says Central Oregon Servicemen's Memorial in memory of those who have given their lives in Vietnam. And there's name plaques, some easier to read than others. There's a quote from Abraham Lincoln. It says, "We here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people shall not perish from the earth." One over here is a preamble of the Constitution. Since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed. So I'm looking around and it looks like maybe during the non-windy winter season, they might have crosses put in these PVC pipes, like they stick them down in there. But we are in the high desert in Central Oregon, so I'm guessing that they have pretty high winds that might just take those right out. So that's the mausoleum up there. And then this is the cemetery down this way. Multiple sections. We're gonna check out this, what appears to be a very new space. It's newly seated, so we can't get very close. There's no names on the niches, so I'm assuming that it's like super brand new. There's not even names on the benches. So these are columbarians. We've talked about them before. They're basically only 4 urns, and these look like they're double. The walls are quite wide, so we're gonna take a walk around and see if the other side also has niche panels. You can see that the shiny black squares, that's where the people's names will be placed once there's someone in there. Most of the niches have space for 2 urns, and it does look like there's squares on both sides. So this is basically a double wide. It's a double wide columbarian. And then the really cool thing I like about this little garden that they've created is they already have benches in place that don't have names on them. So these most likely have not already sold. But the deal with the benches is you can see the black square there as well. And the top of the bench will come off and urns can be placed inside. These benches look like they would hold about 3 urns each. That's my best guess. Definitely 2. 3 of the standard urns, 2 if it was like, you know, a bigger, fancier kind of urn that someone might choose. If it's a really big fancy urn, only 1 obviously, but and then that bench can also be in memoriam. Some of those benches, that one looks like it's set in concrete. Some of them, the bottom will come up out of the ground and there will be space below. That looks like it's just set in concrete, so no one can take off with the bench. But the marble can be engraved with someone's name. Same with these benches, the marble can be engraved as well. So they could have nameplates on the squares, but then the stone company can come in and engrave maybe a last name or a pretty saying on the top or sides of those benches. You could see that this columbarian is not going to have name bars. They are actually having engraving. So that person's name there is engraved and then painted in white, so it stands out really nicely. This is a really sweet little section here. I like it. It's fun. As we're walking across the lawn here, we're noticing a couple of unique kind of markers that I just wanted to sort of share with you. So what's extra unique on this marker, this companion marker, is that these bronze markers have been placed on granite, which is really cool because usually you see them just in cement. So I like that, and that caught my eye. The upright urn is, don't normally see them upright. I'll just show you. Oh, this one doesn't do it. Some of them turn and go upside down. This one's permanently open and up. What I wanted to point out about this is these are military issued bronze markers that the people in the military get for free from the VA. This person was in the military and he automatically gets a free marker. This person was his spouse and she gets I think it's either free or a very small amount for a companion marker. Then the families, because the military don't add anything really personal other than rank and war and dates on there, the family went and got bronze plaques to set below, and that just gave it a little bit more personalization for their parents, it looks like. Yeah. Here's the example of how a vase might be in the ground. So if I can pull it up, you pull it up like this and set it like so. I think it actually will. No, it just sort of sits on there. It is chained in hopes that it doesn't get displaced. Find the little nook again. And here we have the Central Oregon Veterans Memorial. Let's see what it says up here. A tribute to all Central Oregon Korean War veterans. So around the corner we had the Vietnam veterans. It says dedicated to all the men and women who have honorably served their country in the armed forces of the United States of America. May their sacrifices not have been in vain. May 30th, 1988. That overlooks this section of, oh, and the square all the way around has names in it. I'm looking at it upside down. Okay. It just has their names. Just say American. Okay. It says red in the lane. I think it does. This is something World War II, whatever that means. There is specifics. U.S. Navy, World War II. Have these two raised beds here with this angel statue. I was trying to figure out if it's just a scattering garden. This is a big giant thing of mullein. Either a scattering garden or a scattering garden dedicated to children, which is typical of the cherub angel style statue, but not seeing any signage.